Hi, I'm Skull. As a child, I engaged in the normal pastimes of shoving rocks up my nose and eating enough dirt to rival the carrying capacity of a Bel Air 75710. Unfortunately, the earth in my backyard was contaminated with a rare and dangerous parasite that gave me an incurable condition, an addiction to RTS games. From Plants vs. Zombies to Age of Empires, I held myself to be a connoisseur of gaming and a pro at amassing an army of over 100 units and demolishing the AI opponent who was set on easy mode. However, with my first Xbox, I was allowed to play games that were not limited to our Windows 7 operating system. One of these was Supreme Commander 2. Supreme Commander 2 is a name synonymous with that of He Who Shall Not Be Named. Once the greatest of all, now a villain that ended the whole franchise. More on that later. Created by the long-gone gas-powered games and published by Square Enix, it was released to the Xbox 360 back in March of 2010, releasing to an audience of mixed reviews. And even back then, IGN was still giving shoddy reviews.
While the single-player campaign won't hold your interest for long, the strength of the gameplay is apparent in online play, which is where you should spend most of your time if you choose to pick this up.
The game was the successor of a much highly respected title, and thus the expectations were set for it to be as good, if not better. But you know what they say, you can't improve on perfection, only degrade it. After release, people immediately noticed the lack of depth that the original was well known for, which was the game's main point. It's like giving me a prime rib that was dry-aged, glazed with barbecue, and smoked over applewood, then handing me a rib from Walmart that was only marinated and grilled and telling me it's the same thing. Because while technically you're not wrong, you are. Aside from this lack of depth in the gameplay, there was a significant lack of depth to the plot. The characters, for the most part, bland. However, they performed better than the actors of Terra, especially my favorite, Maddox.
This ain't no training exercise, Maddox. This is serious work for real men.
Then what are you doing here?
Guys like me eat guys like you for lunch.
Well, that explains the foot in your mouth.
Soldiers are trained not to question orders.
I guess I missed that day at school.
Do you think those fat boys can stop me?
Honestly, yeah. Kinda do. Nuke, for once in your life, use your brain. Rogers is wrong.
Strategic launch detected.
He's the only one making sense.
Okay, so asking you to use your brain was a mistake.
Who wouldn't you know was played by Nolan North. Gameplay. The objective is simple. Kill the other guy. Where is he? In his ACU. What happens when you kill him? You win. This is simple enough on paper, but here's the kicker. You need an army to do that. And that requires some brain. First of all, there's research and resource management. There are two resources, mass and energy. Mass can only be collected by placing extractors on the limited number of extraction points. Capturing as many of them as possible is an absolute must in this game. Everything runs on mass, your armies, buildings, and your future. The next one is much easier to produce, energy. Build as many generators as you can, because you'll regret not doing so later. Energy is easy to acquire but hard to keep stock of because everything uses more energy than mass, especially experimental units. How does one acquire these units? Research. The most important resource, in my opinion, is to gather research points, because once I get enough of them, I can do this, and this, or this.
Strategic launch detected. Commander destroyed.
The second goal is that you need to defend yourself, because while you're building up your armies, you're going to be attacked. Buying the guns to do this also takes a significant portion out of your economy. To put it simply, it's a defense budget, and it's being lowered again. And
You think those
that's
fat boys
basically
gonna
it.
stop me?
Shocker. As you may have noticed, all of this is very surface level because this game is as wide as a lake and deep as a kiddie pool. And I don't know how to swim. All you need to do is find the right Steam guide from 7 years ago and follow the now and forever meta of economy-focused 2 factories, 4 mass extractor starter base. This game is stuck in limbo. Multiplayer is dead. The leaderboards are frozen, and hosting a game may or may not work because I lack the friends to help me test that. However, the AI in this game is perfectly challenging. It is like it has developed sentience and has been perfecting its strategies waiting for someone to challenge it. You can, however, limit its power if you need to train yourself with the ins and out of RTS gaming, or just Supreme Commander in particular. Or, as a hardened vet as I am, set the AI to cheating and watch as my forces get glassed before I can even get my first experimental unit out. I love this game. Conclusion. Out of all the RTS games in existence, Supreme Commander was by far one of the best ones on the market, and it's a real shame that its sequel had to be so mediocre, effectively killing any possibility for a third installment or remaster.
Those fat boys are weak. Like
However, it's my kind of mediocre,
Why would you
and
wanna
I am
die
heavily
for the
biased,
Illuminate?
and I will
rather
only
not
have
die at
good
all.
things to say about this game, and nobody can tell me otherwise. In fact, for once in my life, I agree with a score from IGN. Have I gone mad? Brother, I went mad years ago. Short video, I know, but hey, I'm still a small channel, and I need to learn the ropes. Thank you for any support you have given me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.